dot-com bubble 2.0. Before I begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that share button. Sharing is caring, it's free. So, with regards to the dot-com bubble, what happened was in 1996 through like the 1999-ish, people were going crazy. Anything that had the name .com on it, people were buying. So a lot of people got fleeced. They lost lots of money when everything crashed in 2000. And we found out that most of it was all bullshit. Sound familiar? Well, in 2017, we had the ICO craze, the initial coin offering. On the height of Ethereum's successful launch and fundraising effort, the initial coin offering was born. So a lot of projects decided, you know what? If it worked for Ethereum, it worked for any project. So a lot of good projects did come out of that. But what happened was that people would send money to project founders, right, based on a fake white paper, and then in return they'd get a picture of a dick or a fuck you. And it was kind of funny. I mean, not funny for the people that lost money, but that was like the first dot-com bubble era of cryptocurrency, was the ICO craze. Second came NFTs, the artwork era, where people would buy pictures of cool shit for cents, right? Like the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and sometimes selling them for as much as millions of dollars. One NFT. That was crazy. And then everything crashed. Then 2024 until March this year, 2025, we had the meme coin craze. One of my favorites, where we found out that the only people who were making money in meme coins were venture capital firms that were pumping them up and then crashing them down, basically leaving the bones for investors. I believe that this was just a warm-up. It's gonna get a lot worse, in my opinion. I think that in the next phase, what we're gonna see is the only blue chips cryptos are gonna survive. What I mean by blue chips is this: out of all the internet companies, the ones that survived were, well, that are big now are the Mag 7, right? There were hundreds, not thousands of .coms, but only the Mag 7 right now. And this includes the Mag 7 like Facebook, eating up little companies like Instagram, blah, 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 blah. You have Amazon with AWS, they ate that up. So I think we're gonna see the same exact thing with regards to the cryptocurrency space. We're gonna have like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 projects that are gonna do amazingly well. They're gonna basically have all the blockchain activity from the banks, the decentralized video gaming infrastructure and all that kind of cool stuff. And then we're gonna have them eating up other companies as well, other blockchains, to form conglomerates, right? And I'm only saying this because it's very important for us to understand that as the Clarity Act gets talked about in Congress, and it's gonna get signed in January, now David Sachs said that, looks like we're gonna get signed in January, we're gonna start to see that clarity, pun intended, where we're gonna see which projects are actually commodities and which projects are actually securities. And we know that according to Paul Atkins and Gary Gensler before he went crazy, 99% of these projects are actually commodities. Fair enough, because nobody controls them. The Howey test is weird. We're not gonna talk about that right now. Not ready for that. But what we're gonna start to notice is that all the projects that don't have a classification or that are kind of in the middle, mostly are ones in the top 200, and even above that, like 200 and more, are going to not get any daylight. They're gonna just crash. And again, you're gonna see these top tier contender called blue chip cryptocurrencies, the 7 or the 8s that have 99% of the activity. They're gonna continue to grow and eat up more and more of the space, to the point where some of these projects are gonna be worth more than the Mag 7 projects as a collective. So I want everybody to understand this. As we start to wind down for the rest of the year, I'm not winding down, I'm working my ass off, but as everybody else starts to wind down for the rest of the year, keep that in mind. Don't invest in projects just because of hype. Don't think, oh yeah, some founder is really funny or he has a beard. No offense to ADA holders, you did what you gotta do. If you took your L, you took your L. If you're still hoping, that's on you now at this point. I try to warn a lot of people for many, many years. But anyway, you have to invest in the projects that are gonna be the next Amazons of the world, the next Metas of the world. You're not gonna get all of them. But remember, I always say this, people that invested in Amazon when it first came out and held through everything for 20 years are now worth billions of dollars. That's just one company. The same can be said of a few other companies as well, the Googles and the Yahoos of the space too. I personally know people that invested in their 30s and 40s in Google and Yahoo and made millions of dollars. A lot of them are retired right now. They have ranches in Texas and all kinds of cool stuff. They've had children. They made their money. Like, you know what? I'm going to call it a day. Take my children and live a good life. So just remember that going to 2026, we're no longer in the era of everything that's a .com could be relevant and could make money. We're now in the era of, we're going to start to see the difference between which projects are here to stay versus which projects are here to slay. I mean that, slay your fucking bags. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your Friday, make that fucking money, and it's what it is. I'll prison onwards. See y'all ninjas.